and welcome back to the X Life Podcast, where we talk all things relationships, fun, health, and personal growth. My name is Christine, and today we're going to talk about something that a lot of us are dealing with alone, and we don't necessarily feel like we can ask for help. If you're new, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you do not miss an episode. You may have noticed that we're in a little bit of a different environment today. And that is because I wanted to kind of have like a down-to-earth chat with you. And I feel like there are going to be times where we just need to chill out, get cozy, and have a talk. So today we're going to talk about kind of a serious topic, and that's grief. About a month ago, I lost my mom. And that's been a real struggle for me. And it did strike me that it's very similar to the death of a relationship. Like you break up with a boyfriend or you're going through a divorce. And there's just a myriad of emotions that you're feeling. I mean, it's like a roller coaster. Some days you are feeling like you got this, right? Like you're feeling somewhat normal again. And then a lot of days you're feeling overwhelmed and you're like you're drowning and you just cannot seem to come up for air. Because every time you do, there's something else that pushes you back down. And I've definitely been experiencing that. And it's been hard because showing up in your life, just doing your normal things, is so difficult. Things you normally took for granted, you did all the time, suddenly become difficult for you to do, to show up. But life doesn't stop lifing, does it? Right? Like you're experiencing this intense grief, but yet you have to show up for work, or you have to make sure your bills are paid. You have to make sure your kids are fed. You have to step in if there's something that comes up with a friend. If they really need you, you want to be there. So you're feeling like a push and pull from all these different sides, all these different places. And you feel like you're just trying to juggle everything, right? Everything's up in the air. You're trying to keep all the balls in the air, but you can't. And so you see them one by one dropping until you have this one ball. And that's the grief that you're experiencing. And I feel like when you're going through grief, especially when it's so intense and so deep, you don't know what to expect day to day. And that is so challenging. Your mood is up and down. I know that during this period, my mood has been all over the place. And ones you love don't necessarily understand. And I'll admit, my husband lost his parents years ago. Not terribly long ago, but several years now. And I tried to be there for him in every way I could. But I didn't quite understand. Because I wasn't him. It wasn't a direct, deep loss. Touching my microphone. It wasn't a direct, deep loss specifically to me. And now that I'm going through it, I realize that you just can't understand until you're going through it yourself. And I think that's not something we think about, right? Because when we're going through something, we're very self-focused. However, we have these expectations that we put on others. We expect them to do these certain things, but do they know what we're expecting? And meanwhile, though, they have their life. They have their work, their family, their friends. And it's really difficult and challenging to balance that, to balance how you're feeling, what you need from others, and expressing that to them, but also not wanting to feel like a burden. And that's something I've had a lot of problems with, because I don't like to be a burden to people. I am independent and strong normally, and I usually can handle anything. I'm sure, like you, we go through a lot of adversity in life. Through the years, decades of our life we've been through, like from childhood to teen years, college, work, relationships. We've gone through so much adversity. But yet, something like this, a death of a relationship, of a person, it hits different. And when it's something new, or even if it's sudden, that makes it even more difficult to deal with. And you don't know how to ask for help. You don't necessarily feel like you can ask for help. But then, too, are people able to give you the help you need? So, I just wanted you to know that it is okay. Like, I know that I was feeling guilt. I was feeling guilt for missing recording, not filming for you, not uploading every 2 weeks. And I'm sure you're feeling similarly, because you're missing things, right? It's normal. You may not be able to go out with your friends like you want to. You may not be able to afford to do the things you used to do when you were in your relationship and your finances were secure. You just may not be feeling like it, right? That's been me. I just wanted to be home. I just wanted to mourn, right? And I think that's perfectly normal and okay. And that's the kicker. Like, all of your feelings are okay. What you need is going to be specific to you. And whatever that is okay. Do you need to be home for a little while? Do you need to just kind of tell people that you need some space? Because you're going to have that person that, no matter what you're going through, they're only thinking about their issue right now, and you can't deal with that right now. So you have to kind of tell them, hey, I need some time. And I know that's hard, because you feel like you're letting other people down. But the most important thing is to take care of yourself. And that's the kicker too, because isn't it tempting to self-soothe? Like, okay, what I needed for a few weeks, while my mom was dying, and about a week after she passed, was I needed to try to make myself feel better. It was just so much. So I stopped my Weight Watchers points tracking. I stopped worrying about what I was eating, and I kind of ate what I wanted, which is kind of nice, I mean, how often do us girls get that freedom, right? Where we can just be like, whatever. There are times when it's so fun. Like, if you've ever been pregnant, that's a time, right? That's a time when you're like, okay, I can just eat whatever I want. I'm going to get big anyway. But in this situation, and I had kind of stopped this for a while. I had stopped, like, associating food with feelings, because that was so hard for decades for me. It was such a hard thing to not eat because I'm super happy, not eat because I'm super sad, not eat because I'm angry, like all those things. It's just a natural reaction. And the problem is when I recently was doing this, there's few weeks recently, I kind of forgot for a second that when you eat like crap, you end up feeling like crap. So on top of my emotional misery, right, my sadness, all of that, then my physical body started feeling horrible. Yeah, it was not good. And I normally eat pretty good most of the time. I'm like a 80-20, 90-10 person, something like that, where most of the time I eat pretty healthy. And during this time, I wasn't. And it was more like 40-60 probably. Oh, let's go through Chick-fil-A, whatever. Um, there was one day where I went through Chick-fil-A. I was coming back from visiting my mom, and I went through Chick-fil-A. I just had an urge, and I was like, oh, they're closed tomorrow, so I'm going to get extra food, right? I know. So I went and got like anything I wanted. I think I got a chicken sandwich. I got a salad. That wasn't bad. But I got the bad dressing. And then I got chicken tenders and the sauces. And I got fries. So I had like 2 whole meals. I got a soda. I didn't eat it all that day. It's funny too, because I felt bad that day. But yet I got Chick-fil-A and I was eating it again after not feeling well. And then I didn't feel well again. But then the next day I ate it. I ate the second meal. So you get what I'm saying. Like sometimes you don't care. And sometimes you just want to eat the bad stuff because the taste is what you need. Like that enjoyment. That's okay. That's okay. You just can't like stay there, right? We have to pull ourselves out of it. I mean, if you don't feel like working out for a while, that's okay. But you can't not work out forever. You can't not move your body forever because you're going to feel horrible. And actually, working out when I was going through all this did help because I was so stressed and so emotional. It's just so hard to deal with. So the most important thing I want you to walk away with today is grace. The grace that I want you to show yourself. We often do that to other people, right? They let us down. It's okay. It's all right. No worries. I can't make it tonight. Okay. Like, I can't drop off that thing you need. Oh, no problem. It's because we give people grace. We know that they're human. We know that not everybody's perfect. And we know that, shit happens, right? But with you, we're like the hardest on ourselves. We're the hardest critics. We're like, oh, we're letting these people down. Like, I'm letting you down. I'm letting my friends down. No. This is when we need to give ourselves grace. This is when it's so important. We need to listen to ourselves inside. Like, what do you need? You know what I needed? I needed a little reality TV. So, that's all I did. I watched reality TV, ate bad food, and read books. What do you need right now? And are you going to give yourself the grace to do that? There's nothing wrong with listening to yourself and giving yourself what you need. As long as you don't stay there in a self-sabotage, status forever. You want to be able to realize that you got to move up. You got to pick yourself up and move on. Because, again, life just doesn't stop lifing. It's out there. We have responsibilities. We got to eventually clean the house. But, you know what? Give yourself the grace to just say, okay, I don't need to do the whole house today. Maybe I'll do a room. Maybe I'll do my bathroom because that's really looking terrible. Or maybe I'll do some laundry because, hey, I'm running out of underwear. Like, that's the place to start. And then it's funny because being productive like that, like seeing like a clean floor or a clean bathroom, that might actually make you feel better because it's like if you eat garbage, you're living in squalor, you're not taking a shower, you're just watching TV all day, like you're gonna start to feel horrible. Like, I am not living here. And looking around, I feel terrible. Like, everything's a mess. So, give yourself the grace to start, too. To start somewhere. And to pick yourself back up. While it's okay to, let things go for a little while, it's also okay to be able to start back up and start living again. And I know that when you're going through these painful emotions, you're going through a divorce, you've lost someone. That's hard. But you need to start to move forward. Take those small steps. And you know what? I'm going to be here to help you. We're going to do a whole series about grief and all the things that go with it. So I'm not going anywhere. And I certainly hope you have a better day today. And I will see you next time here on the X Life Podcast, where we leave behind your X Life for your next life.